Mickey Talks.
Matt, now listen, buddy. Today's a big show. We got like an internet celebrity in here today.
I know we do.
We're going to get to him in just a couple minutes, but I got to start the show out by saying to everyone on Rumble, thank you so much for tuning in. If it's your first time, this show's a little different than the guy you watch and love. And I've done his show a couple times. It's been awesome. But this is more of like a talk comedy show. But I can't wait to interview this guy. Now, this guy does a show called Rambo and Frens on Rumble, right? And it's a conspiracy theory show. But it's unbelievable. Like, I've been on it twice, and we're not going to go crazy down a rabbit hole today, but we'll talk about some interesting basic conspiracy theories that are pretty wild.
You know me, man.
Today's show brought to you, as always, by Barnes Paving. The great people at Barnes Paving have been absolutely insane to us. So please, any of your paving needs, give them a call at 443-243-3710. Or visit them online, barnespaving.com, BARNES paving.com. And they are MHIC licensed and insured and, of course, accredited with an incredible rating from the Better Business Bureau. It is an amazing combination of their generosity and I guess the benevolence that they've sponsored us the way they have.
We appreciate them very much.
Very much. Matt, you know what we're going to do? We've been trying to hold the guest off a little bit in the beginning, but I want to bring this guy in because he is
of course
single-handedly today over 50-some Rumble subscribers to our channel just because Joe asked them to just kindly come on board and do it. And he did. So joining us right now, a gentleman I met a month ago. I said this on our show when I met him. Joe Rambo, what's up, my man?
Bro, I got to be honest with you. This is an absolute honor for me. Two worlds, completely different, by the way, kind of like smashing in the middle. I want to tell all of my crew that showed up, I'm seeing you guys. There's well over a couple hundred here on what is Mickey Talks' new Rumble channel. Thank you guys all for being here. It's really cool.
Yeah, thank you, everyone. Nice to meet everybody that I haven't met.
We made a lot of Rambo's friends
here
lately.
And they've been very kind to us. They've enjoyed the show. And so welcome and thank you. So, Matt, here's what happened. I'll just recap. 2-3 months ago, I went up to Hanover, April, and I did that 4-hour different kind of show. I met Joe and he started telling me about what he does.
No,
so
hold up, because it's a funnier story though, isn't? Weren't you doing a bit about starting a podcast?
Sort of. Yeah. And then he kind of, and his wife was like, he did that.
Yeah.
And I'm like, it's tough, right? And he's like, yeah. And I go, how many subscribers do you have? And he goes, 20,000. And I'm like, okay, dick. Like, thanks, man. I think I just got my 800th, or whatever it was.
Mickey, can I tell that story from my perspective?
Yeah, 100%.
Okay,
man.
So we live in this very small town in Pennsylvania, the border of Maryland.
Yes, absolutely.
It's an hour or so drive to Baltimore.
Yeah.
And Kim is a very, very huge fan of yours.
Kim is your wife?
Yes.
Yeah.
Well, she's not my wife, but
that lady. Yeah.
Yeah. So Kim is a very, very huge fan of yours.
Right.
And our lives crossed over because I was such a huge fan of radio. I drove a truck for over 10 years.
Right.
Those were not the good years of my life.
Right.
So we can talk about that if you want to at some point. But I was a huge fan of people that you dealt with in the radio wars.
Right. You loved, you were a big Opie and Anthony fan, and you loved those guys. Yeah. I loved them. I never got to listen to them because I was always on. I was pissed. I thought they were great.
Well, in their little battle with you, I will say they didn't love your partner so much, but they were very nice to you.
Yeah, well. Anyway, they were nice guys. We won't go down that road.
Hopefully they're nicer to your new partner.
Yeah. Hopefully they're a lot nicer to Matt than the old partner. But no, so Joe, that night I did the show and your wife brought you out. Yeah. And then I said that on stage, and then Joe and I hung out after the show out front, started talking, and then we exchanged numbers, and then he invited me on his show, and geez, it was like a whole nother world, man.
And you guys had a party. I've heard parts of both of the shows anyway.
Yeah, it was so much fun to do. So for those people that watch our show normally, let me explain. Joe's show, you have a partner on the show that I do. What's his name?
So I have multiple. Well, Rambo and Frens is literally the title of the show is named because I have lots of friends, right?
Yeah.
So I work very closely with Dave from News Treason, but News Treason's his channel.
Right.
I've worked very closely with Mark from a Parallel 8 Media, but 40,000 Foot View is his show, right? So Absolute Storm, those guys have their own show. So it's almost like a wheel and spoke type of.
Yep.
Like, we all do our own thing.
Yeah.
But we respect each other and work very hard together.
Matt and I are working on that now, trying to respect each other and like each other. No, I'm kidding. Matt and I are like brothers. I get it. Yeah. When you do a show with people you like and you get along with, that also challenge you and will tell you you're full of shit if you are. Yeah. That's the best part. But your show's wild because, look, let's all be honest. We're not going down this political rabbit hole, Matt, but I have to mention it. We've seen some really weird shit in the last 5-8 years. I mean, things we never thought were possible are completely possible. And Joe, I've been on it, dude. You have shown me things that it makes your head explode, Matt. Like it's crazy. I consider myself a relatively intelligent and yet also based in reality kind of guy.
Yeah, of course.
It's mind-blowing, some of it.
Well, let me ask you, Joe, like, how do you actually research a lot of this stuff? And do you have sources now at this point, or how does it go for you?
I guess the best way I could describe to you how I've come to the place that I am at is I've never respected authority. I don't know if that's a good thing or a bad thing.
I'm going to go with bad just because it's probably not a good thing, but I know where you're going with your philosophy.
What I'm saying is I've never just taken what I've been told as the truth.
That's face value.
That's good. That is good, but that's not necessarily respecting authority. I think what you do, and I think a lot of super intelligent people throughout time have always told you, check your resources, check your facts, check your patterns, things like that.
Pattern recognition is probably my strength. And I was convinced fairly early on when my dad passed away and his dying wish was that everyone in the room go vote for Donald Trump, which made no sense to me at the time. And at the time I was coming off of a very bad decade or two of heroin addiction. So that's just the truth about my story. And being that I let him down so hard through those years and not being there when he made that his dying wish, I had to kind of go out and figure out why, right? And I never faulted anybody. If the world never gave me a second chance, I wouldn't be here. So I don't fault anyone for what they believe. I don't push my thoughts on anyone. Go ahead.
No, I was going to say, first of all, I'm sorry to hear about your dad.
Yeah, it is. It's just part of my story.
So was your dad very connected to the government or the journalism or anything like that in his life?
No, Vietnam vet, mechanic, blue collar, greaser,
regular guy.
Yep.
Just paid attention. To things going on around him.
Yeah, but he just seemed to be ahead of something that I didn't comprehend at the time, and so when he made that request of everybody in the room, and I wasn't there because I had blown it at the time, as far as being a son to a man that I looked up to so much, I had to figure out why. Right? It sent me on a mission. And so I started ignoring everything the news told me. And I just started doing the research that I found that were on these boards that were being posted on anonymously.
Yeah.
And time after time after time, and this is the hard part.
I should say this part. He showed me examples of this with dates. Like, Mickey, look at this. Like, just an anonymous post 3 years prior with a date on it. And then look 3 years later on that date, what happened. And you're like, what the fuck? Like, you just don't get it. You just go, well, how did that guy know that? And it's bizarre. Look, Joe, I've said it on your show.
Go ahead.
I'm still not ready to accept it all as scripture. But I will tell you this.
We're going to baptize you today, man.
It is mind-numbingly scary when you see some of this stuff.
Yeah.
Here's the final thought on that. And we don't have to go down the rabbit hole today.
Yeah. Be no red pilling on my show, Joe. Yeah, by the way, my favorite thing is listeners always say when I'm on, I read the comments, and they're always like, "Good to see you being red pilled, Mickey." This, and I'm like, at first I was like, "Is this a P. Diddy thing?" And I don't know nothing about it. What the hell's going on?
Right.
And then I started putting two and two together, and it is fascinating stuff.
Yeah,
I have not changed the crazy conviction in my life yet, other than to say I do recognize that the government is full of shit.
Well,
like
in addition
some
to
of it,
what you just mentioned, I mean, this is an old cliche, but it's very true. Like, follow the money, right? Is that's got to be part of
Do you want to
what
see the
you
drop?
do, right?
yeah. He knows where the drop sites are.
Right.
He knows the dates. He knows who carried the fucking money. It's crazy.
Look, here's let me just to finalize that thought.
Yeah.
Most of society is literally building a rut between here and work or here and their kids' sports events.
Sure.
No matter what it is, they have a daily life, and I respect it. We've all been in that position.
So we are.
The crew, the family, the network that I've put together doesn't just do that. We research and look into the things. So no one's trying to shove anything down
that's
anyone's
the thing.
throat.
They just say, look at that. What do you think? And when you look at it, you got to think. But I mean, he can't make my mind up.
No.
And you've never even tried.
No.
You just go look, dude. And then you do spend a day or two going, man, what the fuck? Like, what is happening?
Right.
Is this real? Like, it's wild, man.
Now, have you ever found yourself where you were just completely off base, like way off base on something?
Yeah, many times.
Many
times. Yeah, I don't claim to be right about everything.
Sure.
And that is why I don't tell anyone what to think.
Yeah.
I do collect coincidences. I do show where things don't make sense, and I like to present it in a way that you can make your own decision.
Right.
If I were to sit here and try to tell you that I have secret sources or something, I'd be bullshitting you.
Yeah.
That's not true.
Right.
That's the way news should be, though. News should present information to us, not biased.
It used to.
You think it did?
Up until the military industrialization of the country.
When was that?
Probably the late 40s, early 50s, when we just went crazy after World War II, creating the largest military the world had ever seen to protect the world.
Well,
and
what happened in World War II, Mickey?
Well, let's not, please, not on this show. Not on this show. It's just, we can't do this history. You know what I will do, though, because one of my pet peeves in life is how really no one knows anything anymore. No one cares anymore. Like when I went to school, they taught you things so that you'd know, okay, that was wrong. We can't do that shit again. And now it's like they just get rid of anything that was uncomfortable.
You mean history?
History, even some of the science, some of the, I don't get the math thing. Like they talk about what's that Common Core and all. I'm not a math guy. So, and I've heard people say actually Common Core.
Man.
As a parent, it sucks.
Yeah.
But for the kids, apparently it is going to be better for them. So I let those people decide, whatever. I figured the way I learned to count.
We'll let Joe Rambo
investigate
that for us.
I just figured the way I've counted my whole life works. Yeah. So, maybe, I can stick with that one. If my kids learn a better way and the numbers come out the same, great.
Right.
But, Joe, like the thing that I find fascinating is like when you talk about World War II and what that produced all over the world, because the systems started being put in place globally to make sure that agendas, both good and bad, were created and carried out. And it's clear as day when you go back and you follow the money and the corporate stuff, you see where it did start and where it's gone. And it's really freaky, man. Yeah.
I mean, when you start looking at these huge, like BlackRock and Vanguard and all these places too, right? I mean, that's
Joe, real quick.
That scares me.
Remember, seriously, I mean, remember what kind of show we're doing. So, but real quick, explain basically what is the problem with these private sort of military security companies that have government clearance and all that stuff?
I'll try to do this
as quick as possible.
As quick as possible. I mean, the true answer to that is what I would tell anyone is to do your own research. Vanguard, BlackRock, Disney, all of the mainstream media. It all seems, if you follow the money, like Matt was saying, to lead to one place. And that's a problem. that's something that most people aren't aware of.
Wow.
So you're going to Wally World and you're buying something at discounted price, or you're going to Sam's Club, or you're watching any commercial on any TV channel or any movie, anybody that's producing anything, and you follow the money and it's all going back to the same people. That's an issue.
Yeah. That's the stuff where you go, man, is this, I think we're off Facebook, Matt, but we're on YouTube.
We're off your Facebook, unfortunately.
I wonder what happened there. I don't know.
I could read you this whole little thing on error thing, but I'm not going to do that on the air.
Okay, don't worry about it. I hope we didn't get bumped off because we got Joe Rambo on. You know what I mean? You got me thrown off Facebook, you son of a bitch.
We'll follow the money, man.
Trust
follow
me.
The money.
Yeah, we'll follow the money. But no, it is like fascinating when you really think about this stuff. And like I said 1,000 times, I don't know. And you really don't know. You just present. In your mind, because you've gone through the evidence. It's clear as a bell to you. Are we safe?
Well, Mickey. So I do a show. I don't like echo chambers.
Okay.
Right?
Yeah.
Okay. So like having you on and the idea of trying to red pill Mickey.
Sure.
Is a great concept.
Yeah, I get it.
My show on Tuesday is with a guy that I do a show that.
Yeah.
We basically agree on everything.
Yeah.
We basically agree on everything we do.
Right.
My Thursday roundtable is the same thing, but on Fridays we do a thing where I don't necessarily agree with my guests at all.
Right.
Me and Feisty have gone back and forth on certain events because we don't necessarily agree with everything.
Right.
And JF and Smart Paul do a thing where they kind of try to blow your mind, right? So even the information that I present as what I believe to be the truth, they will question all day long. How do you know it's the truth? All it is information being presented to you. And if you already believe you're being lied to, then why isn't this a lie? And so those conversations are just as mind-blowing as the rest if you really are honest in a logical way. And there's a saying I say all the time that I kind of stole from Boone Cutler and General Flynn, who I'm going to see this weekend. But they will tell you, protect your mind and control your emotions. So just because
I'm bad at both of those.
Yeah.
I'm dumb and I get mad quick.
It's a human factor. Most people are.
Yeah.
Whenever I see something the news is presenting to me, I will ask the question, how does it make me feel? And then try to process the concept that maybe that feeling is intentional.
Well, has anyone ever thought about this idea that we make 3 or 4, just not government funded, but they are, I don't know how you would do it, but they each get equal amount of money. And then at 6:00 every night and at noon every day and at 6 a.m. they produce a news show. They don't get any advertising money. They have no ties to anyone.
You said it's government funded though?
No, you got to figure out a way to finance that without it coming from advertising.
Yeah,
so
government funded is not a good idea though.
No, but public funded even.
Yeah.
Publicly funded. And you literally, if you took the advertising out of the facts, advertisers don't want facts in their ads. Coca-Cola tastes great, but there's 95,000 things in it that can kill you.
But you're doing it right now, Mickey.
Yeah, I agree. This is the way to do it.
You're doing it.
Yeah.
I'm doing it. All those guys I referenced are doing it. I don't just accept a sponsor.
Right.
I research who they are and what they believe in.
Here's my
where
philosophy.
they come from.
If the world gets destroyed, I want a paving company on the show. That way they can get the roads done again.
Agreed.
So you follow me?
Yeah, they're awesome.
Man, my sponsor is strategic. Next, I'm looking for a grocery outlet store that wants to come
somebody
aboard.
Think it's a bunker.
Yeah, somebody. Yeah, anybody with a bobcat will do. Joe, do you get any flack? Like, have people reached out to you like, hey, you're getting too close, shut up? Like, have you had any of that stuff yet? The fact you have to think about it scares the shit out of me.
It's the way I have to think about it because your audience isn't the same as mine. So for me to just come out and say some things would turn people off and not make them want to listen to me.
Fair enough.
So the true answer to that is I believe over the last 4 years with the Joe Biden administration that what we've been witnessing, being part of, is an exposure operation. Would you agree? Can I ask you a question? Would you agree that society as a whole has become way more aware of what the government and what's been happening globally
Yes.
across the board. I mean, that's
the cat's being
sure.
let out of the bag for sure.
Correct.
Yeah.
I believe that's by design.
By who, though? Who's controlling that? That's the question I always want to get to. Who's the guy going?
And what's the motive? Right?
And what's the
motive?
Is the motive to just make the world better? To expose all the bad?
No. The motive is to go back to a constitutional republic.
Yeah. Yeah, there we go.
I'm down for that.
Me too. I think we all are if we understood what it is.
Yeah.
You know?
No. What? Look, I won't go too far because it's your show, but the very quick answer to that is, we were infiltrated. There was an operation that stood up against it, and what you're seeing now is the exposure of what they did. The 4 years that were Joe Biden were legitimately a cover story and exposure operation for the legal investigations and et cetera that were going on beneath the surface.
Wow, dude. See, that's where when you start getting into that stuff, I just think that's where the ordinary guy is sitting in his chair, and when you do that, he just goes like this. Hey, what's on Sports Center? Is the Popeye ready yet?
You're probably right, man. Yeah.
And I think that's why they were able to get away with it for so long.
Let's keep it surface level for a second.
Yeah.
Who's in charge of the auto pen?
Yeah, that's another. Have you heard about that?
Yeah, we don't know.
Yeah,
I mean,
who signed all those documents? You know who did it?
You know?
Look at Joe knows. Joe knows. Remember that commercial, Bo knows? We're getting T-shirts made that say Joe knows.
No, but the reason that the public is struggling with that issue is because it's being presented to you.
Yeah, of course. You got to face it. Yeah.
I
believe the same thing's going to happen.
Duty. I don't know that that's really set in on the mindset of the general public. I mean, that's heavy if that's true. Right?
I think anybody over 50 probably is aware of it.
Yeah.
I think anybody under, say, 40 is kind of like, whatever. I'm trying to get drunk and get laid.
Yeah.
That's been the plan the whole time, right?
Yeah.
Right.
Keep us drunk, laid, and with food, and they can do whatever they want.
Yeah.
And I think enough people are starting to go, hey, wait a minute. Because when you were 56, 40 years ago, you were an old man. Now you're 50. You're a middle-aged guy, the way we're living, right? So you're more aware. You care. You're paying more attention to your day-to-day grind. So I think there's something going on, and Joe has all the answers. That's why he's on the show. I'll tell you what, Joe, check out some of these conspiracy theories. We're going to do it right now. It's our little version of the news. I want to see what your Rumble folks think of our news. It's just weird shit is all it is, really. And we pay a lot of attention to the P. Diddy trial because we can't wait until the day where they just say, all right, stop the trial, take him out back and shoot him. That's the day we're waiting for. That piece of crap. All right, here it is, brought to you by Barnes Paving. It is That's the Facts. Matt, what do we got, buddy?
And yes, so it was an interesting day at the Diddy trial yesterday as a heckler had to be kicked out of Diddy's trial.
Oh, yeah?
There was a big outburst yesterday. There was a female heckler who had to be escorted out. She was kind of a regular inside and outside of the courthouse.
Uh-huh.
So first she yelled his name and a few profanities, and then she said, quote, "These mother effers are laughing at you. You're laughing at a black man's legacy. Pull your gun out, ninja. I dare you."
God. Wow.
Yeah. So
now I'm guessing you replaced the word ninja?
No, I think that was an exact quote.
Oh, really? I wasn't being funny there, Matt.
No.
I wasn't trying to.
No.
Oh, my God. That's unbelievable.
So here's what happened during the day. You go ahead.
Real quick question for you. The more this trial's going on, have you noticed it's getting angrier and angrier? Like, I think people are starting to realize that the web is coming undone, man. There's going to be some people dropping soon. Major players, I think. Names are going to start getting brought up.
I wonder because, there's an awful lot of famous people that were supposedly at Diddy parties over the years, and they've got old video of people talking about how cool the Diddy party was. And
yeah, I just missed one, by the way. I didn't get
party.
No, I'm not kidding. When I was out there, for real. Yeah, I didn't get invited, so I didn't get to go. But I just missed. I thought they would have invited me. I might have gone, Joe. Would you go to a party like that, like a white party in Beverly Hills with all those famous people? You'd go, right?
No,
hold on. Wait, hear me out. I'm sorry, I said this wrong. You're a young artist. The most powerful people in entertainment are there. And they say, hey, we're going to have a white party. That's what they were called. And you would go to these parties, and then it becomes a
They're
freak
dressed
off.
in white.
Yes.
Yeah.
And it would become a freak off. So, but you're just a 22-year-old girl that went trying to be a singer. It's horrible.
I can answer that more honestly.
Yeah.
Look, it's no secret. I talk about it on my show all the time. I have a very shady past.
Right.
I went through a whole bunch of stuff.
Yeah.
Of course, if I was presented with that crap at a certain period in my time,
you're there. Yeah. And that's the sad part, because how many people went down that?
Well, they're all
horrible.
Vulnerable kids almost.
Most
of them.
That's what makes them even worse than anything.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, they're horrible people.
Yep. So here's what happened at the actual trial once this crazy woman was thrown out. It was a former security officer at the Los Angeles Intercontinental Hotel. He was granted immunity to testify about the surveillance video showing Sean Diddy Combs assaulting Cassie. So it was all about this video that day. Eddie Garcia admitted to taking $100,000 from Diddy to keep the video from the public. He was told that Cassie also wanted to bury this.
Yeah.
He testified that Diddy's chief of staff, Christina KK Karam, called the hotel security desk the night of the incident, inquiring about the video. 2 days later, Garcia met in person with Diddy and KK to exchange a USB copy of the video for $100,000 in a paper bag. So Diddy shows up with a money counter. And Garcia said on the witness stand that it appeared like Diddy had done this before. He was comfortable using the money counter machine. Garcia split the cash with his boss, who agreed to cover up Diddy's assault on video. Bill Medrano got $50,000, and another security guard working that night got $20,000. Garcia spent $30,000 on a car. And then, of course, it got leaked. CNN obtained a copy somehow and played the clip multiple times.
Wow.
Yeah.
Wow. You imagine how mad Diddy is? I paid
my God.
$100,000.
Yeah, right.
Couldn't even keep their mouth.
I mean, God,
good. I wish he'd have paid $1 million.
It's hilarious that he was like, show up with the video on the USB drive.
Yeah,
like it couldn't have been a copy.
Yeah, like
somewhere.
How about the actual computer it's on?
Yeah, something.
Yeah, for $100,000.
Yeah,
buy a new computer and keep the 99,000 left over.
Right.
Morons. And I'll tell you something else. I really can't wait. One of the days coming soon, the judge is going to stop the trial. He is. He's just going to go, okay, I've seen enough. Shoot him. That's what I think we should do. Why? That's my question. 14 days of him extorting people, beating women. Like, at what point do you just go, okay, we get it? Like, why drag it on?
Because they got to prove this all beyond the reasonable doubt, right? They got to make up.
We saw the video. How do you need proof?
Well, listen, that's what I was saying a couple weeks ago. I said,
is that AI too?
No, each one of these witnesses that got on the stand, could be its own felony court case.
I hear you.
Right?
You're right. What'd you want to say, Joe?
Well, okay. Again, you guys are being presented with information.
Right.
I would highly encourage you to look back just slightly historically.
P. Diddy used to be white. No, I'm kidding. What were you going to say?
Well, no. I mean, how many times was Donald Trump asked about QAnon?
Yeah.
And when he was asked about QAnon, which is a joke, by the way, there's no QAnon. There's Q and there's Anons.
Right.
How many times was Donald Trump confronted with satanic pedophiles that are eating and banging babies?
Right.
And then you have Epstein. Then you have Diddy. Now you have literally the sheriff of Florida. Multiple story after multiple story catching pedophiles, human trafficking, child trafficking, and everyone's playing with this story as if, oh my gosh, you can't believe what's happening. And I'm telling you, the narrative is seeded so that you become aware of what's already been going on with Donald Trump since he was questioned about QAnon.
And there you have it, ladies and gentlemen, the answer to what's going on in the world.
And listen, I don't know why that's not the number one platform for politicians is to clean up all this child trafficking.
It's
stuff,
incredible, man.
Yeah.
I mean,
there's nothing wrong with that. Let's clean it up.
That's what they should be doing.
Right.
I don't even understand, like, how does it go 3 days without the military coming in and saying we're here to save children?
Wait. What do you think happened?
Well, you know what I mean, though.
That's what happened.
I'm talking about tanks on Main Street. Get rid of this shit. Same with the drugs. And people go, you can't get that. But I'm like, what? What?
Yeah, there's a lot of money being made there, I'm sure.
Yeah, it's such horseshit. You could end the drug war in this country in about a month and a half.
Yeah.
It's called a war. Like, just go in there and kill the drug dealers.
By the way, Mick, I just want to wish
Yeah.
you, on a lighter note, a
Yes.
National Hug Your Cat Day, which we know you
That's
will
a
be
good
celebrating.
back-to-back story.
You won't be celebrating this?
No, I hate cats. And to any Rumble new
You're
fans,
a monster, dude.
I know. If you're a cat person, Rumble fans, I apologize.
You're a monster.
Wholeheartedly.
And I love dogs, too.
I love dogs. I'll
Love
take
cats and dogs.
Joe, do you like cats?
I don't not like cats.
Yeah, I don't like them.
I do love dogs, though.
Yeah, dogs are the best. I would take a ferret over a cat.
So you prefer an emotionally shallow animal, Greg?
Wait, Matt, do you know my dog's name?
No, what is it?
Gitmo.
Gitmo.
That's great, dude. I love it. I love it.
He's got a hamster named Oswald.
It's really funny.
Yeah.
There is a
And his car's named Mark David Chapman.
I love it.
Good.
There's a manhunt for the devil in the Ozarks. The manhunt for an escaped killer known as the Devil in the Ozarks is now in its second week.
Wow.
This guy is named Grant Hardin. He's a 56-year-old one-time police chief who broke out of an Arkansas prison on May 25th by disguising himself as a law enforcement officer. Hardin was serving time for murder and rape and was the subject of a documentary in 2023. And the U.S. Marshals and FBI are out looking for him and offering up a $25,000 reward for information leading to his capture.
I just want to say in 2025, if you, excuse me, if there's a manhunt going on for the devil of the Ozarks and the reward is only $25,000, are you really going looking for that guy?
It's Arkansas. Okay, Mick?
Yeah, I get it. But, man, come on.
Yeah.
I don't know if I'm going woods hunting for the devil.
No, I agree with you, man.
For
And
25
what's even
grand.
scarier about that is, well, the guy's going for a second documentary, obviously. But what's scary about that is he was a police chief, so he's going to be hard to find. He knows,
he
what
knows
they're doing right now.
Yeah,
I
he
mean,
knows everything.
Yeah.
Yeah, he knows what not to do.
Yep.
But they all screw up.
It's going to make a good documentary, man.
Except for B.D. Cooper. He's the only one that ever got away with it, man. Never found him.
This is why I'm so attracted to hanging out with you. You realize our logic isn't that far off, right?
Yours and I? Yeah, no, I get it. You just believe in shit that doesn't happen. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
No, I think
I'm totally.
I
messing with you.
know.
Yeah.
I think your logic is on point. We're just not looking into the same things.
Yeah, I get it. Yeah, I mean, we think the same,
We do.
clearly. Yeah, I mean, and I'll be honest with you. I don't even care anymore. Black, white, whatever. I think most people just kind of think the same, and we just kind of all walk around arguing about bullshit that doesn't matter.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah.
But deep down, the basis of life and doing right and wrong, we all know it. It's a bunch of horse shit when people are going, well, you got to think of this. No, you don't. You don't have to think. You just have to be nice to people.
Yep.
That's it. Just be nice and job done well.
You're
That's
right.
it.
It's the golden rule, man.
That's it. Just be nice. Don't be. That's why I said the government only needs 2 laws, right? Don't have sex with kids and don't be a dick. It covers all the other laws.
Boom.
Yeah.
What are you in for, man?
Yeah. I was a dick. Man, I went to a bar, spit on a guy. I was being a dick.
So check this out, you guys.
Yeah.
They've invented a mood reading tattoo.
A mood. The tattoo changes color?
Well, listen to this. This is a temporary e-tattoo. It's kind of like a mood ring for your face. If you've ever wondered how much your job is stressing you out, scientists might have invented something that could give you the answer. Researchers have developed a temporary electronic tattoo that sounds an alarm when your mind is working too hard. So they designed this for guys with stressful jobs. So like high stakes air traffic controllers or people in medicine. And the e-tattoo reads your brain waves and your eye movements to figure out how mentally overloaded you are. It's kind of like a Fitbit for your thoughts. You want to see what this thing looks like?
Yeah, hell yeah, I do. Let's take a look at that.
I don't think they've quite perfected this yet. Oh, where'd it go?
Where'd it go?
There he is.
What is that, like a third eye right on the center of his forehead?
Yeah, I mean, I think they're going to have to make it a little bit more fashionable before they send it out to market.
Yeah, what the hell is that?
But it's probably a good thing.
Guy looks like he scotch taped a lifesaver to his forehead.
podcaster has to be on this list.
Yeah.
Of stressful.
Right.
Oh, no doubt. No doubt.
Yeah, so they'll do a little bit of work to this, and then be able to reveal it to the public.
Yeah, I can't. Yeah, I
Here.
can't deal with that one.
Yeah.
That one's a little rough for me.
So Rambo, I don't know if this happened near. This might have happened near your neck of the woods. Let me see this. Yeah, so police in Pennsylvania are on the lookout for a thief who robbed a local gas station by flashing a gun and a knife, and he got away on rollerblades.
I didn't flash a knife. It was just a gun.
The rollerblades are a really nice touch, though, Joe.
That's funny.
Oh my goodness, rollerblades.
Here's the guy on rollerblades right here.
That's the funniest thing I've heard in I don't know how long.
Yeah, so he rolled up to the store on rollerblades, was armed with a handgun and a knife, and he demanded all the money from the register, threatened to shoot the employee if he did not comply, and then he just zipped away on his 1995.
I mean, it's
rollerblade.
absolutely insane to rob something on. I mean, I can't even take a guy seriously like that. I'm almost impressed. Like, it's almost kind of like you root for a guy like that.
Yeah.
You know, some movies you kind of root for the bad guy.
Right.
I'm rooting for the rollerblade thief.
Yeah.
I mean, I hate that he had a gun and a knife. Minus that. I'm just talking about I'm a fan of the escape route.
Yeah, it was
Not
creative. If he would only use his mind powers for good.
Right,
His
yeah.
creativity.
Yeah. That guy should just roll up on somebody, right? And just say, like, have a nice day, and then skate away. Like, that's using rollerblade power for good.
Yeah.
Yeah, gun and a knife and armed robbery, and then you rollerblade.
This guy does not have good ideas. This is a man who called the police to report a home invasion at his house. Turns out it was just the hallucinogenic drugs. He called about a possible intruder at a home. It ended with 2 arrests and the seizure of a significant stash of drugs and firearms after deputies discovered the caller was under the influence and hallucinating. He called up, told him there was somebody in the house, and they told him just remain outside while we conduct a protective sweep. Well, they went in there and they found 5 pounds of marijuana, nearly 3 pounds of THC vape cartridges, 2.9 ounces of Xanax, and 8 grams of cocaine.
And 1 pair of rollerblades. No, I'm kidding. I'm kidding.
And in addition to the drugs, deputies seized 6 firearms, including pistols and rifles of various calibers.
Wow.
Yeah.
Joe, that sounds like a listener of yours, doesn't it, buddy? Is that one of your fans we need to bail out, Joe?
Don't you dare insult my listeners. A lot of them are here.
Hey, I'm not insulting them at all. I'm just sure that a lot of them are well stocked if needed. That's all. Listen, I've said it a million times. I am pro-gun. I really am. I just can't own them. Like, I know I'm too loose-headed. I'm not responsible enough, and I'm too depressed at times to own guns. But everybody that has guns and are responsible, I'm glad they have them.
Look,
I really am.
I'm pro-gun, but I'm anti-rollerblade.
I'm anti-rollerblade. I'm with you. I will take a stand against them freaky things.
We need a new amendment.
Yeah, damn right.
So,
in fact, we should do LGBTQRB. We should get rollerblades on the list, too, for people. Because if you're just walking around in rollerblades, I think you're trying to tell the world something. I do. If you're a man committing armed robbery, that's a neat way to come out, is all I'm saying. Armed robbery and rollerblades.
So we were talking about famous podcasters and people on social media. Billionaire Mr. Beast.
That dude, I don't know if I love him or I hate him.
I love the guy.
He just made a ton of money and he gives it away, right?
Yeah, he's brilliant. He's generous. He's got a whole nother channel. He's got a couple channels, I think, but his other channel is called Beast Philanthropy. So he'll go to Africa and dig wells for African villages that don't have water. He'll donate. He got people surgery for their eyesight so they can restore their eyesight and help people walk.
Did I tell you my idea for GoFundMe?
No,
I'm not kidding you. I want to make the world's largest GoFundMe, and all the money goes to that kind of stuff. I'm gonna do
essentially what he's doing.
That's all I want to do is just a GoFundMe for the world.
Yeah.
And you find a village somewhere that needs fresh water, and you go and you pay for that, and that this village now has fresh water. Or
Beast Philanthropy.
Yeah, I would kill to do that.
Yeah.
You raise like $1 billion and then just do good stuff.
Can you do us conspiracy theories a favor and not name yourself after Satan?
Yeah, I promise I won't do that.
That would be cool.
Yeah, Mr. Beast. Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to be comfortable. I don't know if I'd be comfortable calling myself Mr. Savior, but I'll do my best. Mr. Nice Guy. How about that? I'm Mr. Nice Guy.
Thank you. I appreciate it.
No problem.
Yeah, so he is the youngest billionaire to not have inherited his wealth.
Yeah, self-made.
But he says he had to borrow money from his mom to pay for his wedding. And he says, this is a social media post. He said, I personally have very little money because I reinvest everything. He said, I think this year we'll spend around $250 million on content. He said, ironically, I'm actually borrowing money from my mom to pay for my upcoming wedding.
Yeah, but she owns like 40% of Mr. Beast.
She does. I don't think she does. No, she says, he says, but sure, on paper, the businesses I own are worth a lot.
Yeah.
But he does. That's how he claims that's how he got his giant following is by putting all of his money.
My kids used to talk
modestly.
My kids used to talk about him when he first became huge, right?
Yeah.
And then I kind of found him. One of the things I found, he went with Cristiano Ronaldo, one of the most famous people on the planet.
Yeah.
And that guy didn't talk to anybody. And he talked to him about like video games and stuff and a game that people could play and win like millions. It was wild seeing it.
Go ahead.
Third channel is going to be Mark of the
Beast. Yeah. That's hilarious.
It'd be a death metal.
Yeah. Yeah.
Death metal. So let's talk about this here. There are people 30 and over who are listing sounds from their childhoods that younger generations won't hear.
Oh man. I thought about that, dial-up network, remember that?
Oh yeah.
I dug that sound. A busy signal on a phone.
You're right.
When's the last time a phone's ever been busy?
Right.
That's a cool sound.
It
wasn't cool when you're like 14 and you called that girl Mary who gave you her number that night, and then you call at like 5:30 and you keep calling till 8:30 and the phone's just been busy the whole time, and you're 14 and you're thinking she hates you because she's on with another guy, and then you find out that her father takes the phone off the hook from 5 to 8 so they can have family time.
Tim,
and you realize that family is way too good for me to be a part of, so you just stop calling Mary. That's what happened.
I'm glad you got that off your chest, man.
I've been holding on to that for 42 years or whatever it is, man.
Right.
Yeah. Mary should have called me back.
How about the cassette rewinding faster and faster until that final thump?
Oh, that.
Yeah.
The worst, my favorite sound though? Remember the rattling sound when you had to stick a pencil in the cassette to wind it yourself, but the thing would rattle?
Yeah.
I loved it. I don't know why. I'm like 3 years old all of a sudden.
There's the squeak of the crank windows on cars.
Oh, yeah.
The clapping of chalkboard erasers.
Oh, yeah, you can't do that anymore. I think it gives kids some kind of weird, they start growing an ear or something.
Casey Kasem on the radio.
I don't know how, this is another thing.
Casey Kasem.
Casey Kasem. You could still listen to him.
I'm Casey Kasem.
Yeah. Who didn't love Casey Kasem?
Every Sunday, man.
Have you ever heard the outtake of him losing it?
Yeah, it's brilliant.
We should play that on this show one time. Dear Casey.
Dear Casey.
My girlfriend, Julie, and I have been in love for 6 years.
Sending out a long distance dedication.
Can you? This is what I love. This was the one that got me. He goes, it was like, Dear Casey, my grandmother was the love of my life. She passed away 3 weeks ago. Can you please play All Night Long by Lionel Richie? And you're like, and he just loses it. He's like, it doesn't make any sense having these damn sad letters going into these upbeat tunes, God damn it. And he just flips out.
Yeah.
And he goes nuts. And it's like,
drops some F-bombs.
Yeah, he does. He drops a couple F-bombs. It's great.
I'm Casey F-bomb.
Yeah. And what else is on there? Anything?
Somebody put the sound of Kit made on Knight Rider.
Oh, yeah. Well, you can find that on YouTube. But there are some natural sounds that we lived with that are probably gone.
Yeah.
Like a phone ringing in a bar. Remember the pay phone in a bar would ring? 8 guys would look at it. Hey, that's my wife. I ain't here, dude. I ain't here.
Mickey, you joked, but I used to hide under my covers and dial the phone number. I can still remember that.
Yeah.
Hi, Mr. or Mrs. I'm terrified of you. Can I speak to your daughter?
Linda, whoever it was. Yeah, 1,000%. I used to have to say, hello, Mrs. whatever, or hey, Mr. Phil, or whoever it was. Mm-hmm. Of course you did that, Yeah. Did I tell you about one of the first times my daughter, who's now 22, She went on a date with a young guy, and he picked her up. And when when she was getting ready to walk out, she goes, "Okay, I'm leaving." I said, "No, you're not." And she goes, "Why?" I said, "Where's he?" She goes, "He's about to turn down the street." I said, "Sit on the couch a second." She's looking at me. That kid pulled right up and walked right to my door. And she goes, "Dad, he could have met me out front." I went, "He could have." And that'd have been the last time you ever saw that boy. But he did. He walked right up, introduced himself.
Yeah.
He's a great kid. 2 boys that she's dated, both of them were absolute gentlemen.
Well, then you raised a good girl. Then.
I think they raised good boys is really what it was.
Both.
That's
Yeah,
what it
yeah.
is. Because
100%. I give credit to that other parents.
She picked a good kid.
She did.
Too.
Here's the other side of the coin.
Yeah.
So Kim's in the car, picks up one of her daughters. One of the friends, the male friends, gets in the car and says, "Hey, can I have your aux?"
That was his first words. "Can I have your aux?" Yeah.
What the does
Yeah.
that mean?
Yeah. The auxiliary cord.
My man wants to take control of your radio, Kim.
Yeah. Yeah.
That's what he said
Yeah,
to
it's
you.
a little bold, man.
Yeah.
It's a little bold.
Yeah.
You're lucky. My old man would have slapped the
Oh my
shit out
God.
of you.
My old man would have thrown him right out of the car.
Right?
Yeah, why don't you aux your ass out of this car? That's what you can do. Aux home. Yeah, it's a whole different world.
Yep.
There are guys out there still, though, that just are like straight old school dudes, man.
Yep.
Like, even I've met some young guys now. This younger generation, 18 to say 21, 22, they don't mind being men again. They don't. They're starting to step up. I'm seeing it. Like when my son's friends,
Yeah.
they're into fiction shit. Like, the video games were fun, but now they're like, all right.
Well, there's a little bit of a push for all that stuff.
And
again,
it's well overdue because look what
Yeah,
happened when they
yeah.
got rid of it.
Yeah.
Right?
Yep.
And I'll say that publicly. That's not political. You start telling men that being a man is bad, then you get a 38-year-old dude sitting on his mother's couch playing Minecraft, working at a Wawa. I'm thinking he's doing okay.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, I don't know. I'm the same thing. I'm just 57, sitting on my grandmother's couch playing video games and going to Wawa. But you get what I mean.
Yeah.
Wawa. I love this. I
Yeah.
love being local.
Yeah, Wawa. For those of you that
Wawa.
don't know around the world, Wawa is the world's greatest gas station ever made. It's the best food, gas.
What about Rofo, man? Rofo's right
Rofo
up there
chicken,
too.
and then
Yeah.
they're done.
You think?
Chicken and done.
Love me some Rofo.
I love Rofo. Don't get me wrong, but the best fried chicken maybe on the East Coast,
Oh, for sure.
without a doubt.
Yeah, I'll agree with
But I'm not going to lie.
Rofo, if you're out there, we would love to have you as a
But, dude-
sponsor. I endorse you guys. I love you more than
you.
Wawa.
You can't sleep on Wawa, though.
You
No.
can't sleep on. You ever had a Wawa
I agree.
cheesesteak
The
at
sa-
2:15 in the morning?
sandwiches are good. Yeah.
Yeah.
I'm
You get
with
done a comedy show and you're driving home, right? And Joe, your listeners
yeah.
may not like this. Every now and then I will partake in a little bit of God's flour that he spread around the earth. And I figure for your listeners, they would appreciate
No,
the God mention.
Many of my listeners.
Do they smoke?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So I'll smoke, not when I get home. I mean, not driving around. So I get home and then I got that little sub from there. Sometimes a meatball sub,
Oof.
sometimes that cheesesteak. I'm not going to lie. For $2.15 gas station food, I've been to sub shops that are way worse. So
Oh, you're making
I'm
me
down
hungry,
with
dude. This is
Wawa.
Fat guy talk.
Wawa. Advertising is available, Wawa. Come on board. It's the future, Wawa.
Rofo, I still love you. I'd rather have.
Yeah, I
Rofo.
want them both.
Yeah.
And hey, let's not sleep on Highs.
Oh, you're right. You're right.
They're local.
Yeah.
So I'm going to always say, if you could stop into a Highs, you know what ain't bad is the Highs hot dogs
Never
in
had
the case. They're not bad.
Yeah.
So stop in the Highs too. Yeah, I'd support anybody. Not a fan of Exxons. Exxons.
Really?
Never gotten a good sandwich in an Exxon.
No.
They got great sushi, though.
Great sushi.
All right, that is the facts, Matt. my
Thank
friend.
you, Matt. All right, let's jump right into it. We're going to do the music minute with you too. And this is fun. We just talk about music stuff. Brought to us by Natalie's. Oh, my goodness. Natalie's Seafood Kitchen, 2315 Bel Air Road, right in Falston, right there at Route 1 and 152. It used to be Uncle's. It is now called Natalie's Seafood Kitchen. Food, am I lying? Is the food ridiculous?
Oh, it's unbelievable.
It is so good. Tonight,
Come join us Friday. Have dinner.
yeah, we'll be there
Make a
live
reservation.
Friday. Yeah, make a reservation for sure. Tonight, Scott and Stephanie are there. Drew Scott tomorrow night. Risky Shenanigans on Friday. And Jexa on Saturday. My favorite new restaurant is Natalie's Seafood Kitchen in Falston. All right, Matt, let's get right into it.
All right, Heart right now hurting a little bit. The band members have reported stolen instruments, and they're offering a reward for the return. So they reported that they're missing a custom purple sparkle baritone Telecaster made for Nancy Wilson and a vintage 1966 Gibson EM50 mandolin belonging to Paul Moak. The band's offering a reward for any information leading to the return of the instruments and has urged anyone with knowledge to come forward. They're out on tour right now. It's always a bummer when, especially the local bands, I hear them getting ripped off their instruments, you know?
Yeah, it's horrible, man. I remember I knew a couple guys, man, lost some like really valuable guitars. Buddy of mine lost the drum. We found the guitar one time, though.
Really?
In a bar, a dude playing it. And it wasn't the guy. Well, here's the weird thing. It was about 3 months later. A friend of mine had a guitar stolen, and another friend called me and was like, hey, man, I think his guitar's on stage. And this was actually so long ago. It was like kind of before the cell phone thing.
Yeah.
Because he couldn't really snap a picture. So we, like, 3 of us just drove down, and we walk in. We're like, hell yeah. So the guy gets done his set, and we walk up. And since I was the smallest one, they always sent me in to talk. Right. Yeah. So I walked up.
Like Danny DeVito, right?
Yeah.
How you doing?
Yeah, exactly. Hey, man, what's up? And he goes, hey, how you doing? And I go, where'd you get that guitar? He's like, dude, I just bought it like 2 weeks ago.
So he bought it from.
So I got the whole story. I go, who'd you buy it from? And he gives me a dude's name.
Wow.
So I go back to my buddy and I'm like, listen, this guy I don't think is really involved in this. He was real forthright and, honest. He gave me this guy's name. Well, that guy knew that dude. And that's
he knew the guy.
He knew the guy. Well, he knew the guy that stole it from him.
Oh, the owner of the guitar knew him.
Yes, that's who I went. My buddy. Yeah. My buddy was with me, and we went down. I don't want to say his name, but anyway, we went down, and he's like, "Dude, I know that motherfucker." And he's like, "That piece of shit, I'm gonna kill him."
So how did it pan out?
So he 2 days later at Hammerjack's, they were both there, and they didn't know it. And I walked up to my buddy. I'm like, "Hey, man, that dude's here." He walked right up to him. He's like, hey, did you steal my guitar? And he's like, he goes, why'd you steal my guitar, dude? And he's like, dude, and then he finally just was like, man, I didn't have any money and I needed money. And he just came clean.
And what do you do at that point? Because
my buddy went like this, dude, I can't trust you anymore, but we're good. And he walked away from him.
Wow, and just let the other guy have the guitar.
No, the other guy ended up, it was kind of a fair deal, I think, because if my buddy would have went to the police, that guy would have had to give the guitar back, and he'd have lost the money. So my buddy basically said, "Look, man, I'll give you half of what you paid."
Yeah.
And the guy was like,
well, that was generous, man.
Yeah, and the guy was like, I can't say no to. The guy literally was like, I should just give it back to you, but I don't have a guitar then.
Yeah.
So then my buddy was like, well, just take half. And you can get another guitar. And he was like, okay, cool. And that's the way it went.
Rough.
You were going to say something.
Well, I've seen this carbon copy story happen before, except for the police did get involved and it was dirt bikes.
Oh, really?
Same thing.
Yeah.
A friend stole a bike. A friend stole it.
Yeah.
The guy ratted out the guy that stole it.
Yeah.
But the police got involved in that one. Same exact story. Otherwise.
Yeah, it's crazy. Wow. It happens all the time.
Yeah.
And most of the time things are stolen from you. It's by people you know.
Yep.
And you'll never know it.
Yep.
Yeah.
Well, hopefully they get their instruments back. Gibson is also searching for a missing guitar. It's the guitar from Back to the Future.
Oh, my gosh.
They're launching a search for the guitar famously played by Michael J. Fox in the
Is that a Strat or a
Telly
Telly? Is that a Strat or a Telly?
I'll tell you exactly what it is. It's an iconic cherry red ES 345.
Oh, it's Gibson.
Yeah.
I thought you said, I'm so sorry, Gibson. Wow.
The guitar maker posted a video Tuesday featuring Michael J. Fox, Leah Thompson, Christopher Lloyd, and Huey Lewis, asking the public to send in tips on where the guitar might be. It was rented from Norman's Rare Guitars in LA for the filming of the first movie, and it's not known what happened to it after it returned. This year marks the Back to the Future's 40th anniversary.
That's pretty wild. I got to say something. You know the most interesting part of that story? Hearing Huey Lewis's name again.
Yeah.
I've never met a guy that was so cool for 2 or 3 years. And then it was like, whatever happened to
that album, Sports, was massive.
I like the guy's voice a lot.
Me too. Yeah.
I think that's why he genuinely was huge. I think his voice, a lot of people loved it.
Yeah.
And he's good on We Are the World. His little solo spot on that. You remember that?
No.
Yeah, he's right with Cyndi Lauper and that little thing.
Okay.
I know too much about a bunch of shit.
And he was for people that don't know.
Yeah.
I I think I'm gonna have to present Back to the Future to Mickey the next time he's gonna get red.
Oh, is there some other shit going on with Back to the Future?
Just a little bit.
Oh,
Wait a
God.
minute. This
Is the clock set to like 3:17 for all your listeners out there?
88 miles an hour.
What does 88 mean?
There's tons of it, bro. I can't do it.
Wait,
88's an
wait,
actual
wait.
thing?
Oh yeah, for
Okay.
sure. Yeah.
All right.
Back to the Future is my all-time favorite movie trilogy. You're saying there's some deep, crazy stuff I need to know about
I'm
it?
telling you right now, you spend 2 hours with me on Back to the Future, I'm gonna blow your mind.
We're gonna spend 2 hours. I'm gonna take you out to lunch.
You're invited.
All right.
Matt, you can come when Mickey
Dude,
comes if you
Yeah.
want.
Dude,
all right. Yeah.
well,
I'm just gonna
the
take
next
you out
time-
to lunch and talk, but I would love to do the show.
Dude, the
for
next
you.
time we do
Yeah.
the show, can we do it?
Absolutely.
And we'll switch our own cameras for you.
We can even, if you guys wanted, we could simul-stream the whole thing. So my show, you guys
Yeah,
stream
okay.
it too.
Marvelous. I'll warn them.
Yeah.
Hey, you're about to enter the no return zone. Once you go on this show, you're done. You'll sell all your belongings
Look,
and buy a mini house somewhere in the Ozarks with the devil to hide from everything. Would you ever go off the grid if you could?
no, because I know we're winning.
Yeah, we are winning.
So the information I would show you, like the Back to the Future stuff, is more fun, right?
Yeah.
It's-
Yeah, we're going to do that.
I don't fear people up. I don't fear people up. I don't believe in black pilling, is what we call it, right? Red pill, blue pill, black pill. I don't black pill people because I believe that we already won. It's just the rest of society. No offense to you guys, but they still are.
No offense taken. I want to be in a dummy pile.
Out.
You smart dude, straighten it out. I'll follow along, smoke some weed, eat. I'll be fine. I'll do this dumbass show every day. I don't need to know. Just you guys take care. I trust you, Joe. All right, I trust you. Don't start going crazy on me and tell me certain people aren't allowed here, but we'll be great. But other than that, I'm down, dude. Yeah.
Here's some crazy stuff going on with bands. You've probably heard stories like this before, but the band Falling in Reverse is warning people of social media catfishing. So it's their drummer, Luke Holland. He's exposed how social media impersonators are using AI to catfish fans. This follows a recent catfish incident involving the band, prompting the singer to contact the FBI. This is where,
Congratulations, you've
No. This is like, hey, it's John Bon Jovi calling you up right now. Listen, I'm a little down on my luck and need some money for my new album. And you're talking to John Bon Jovi. This lady talked to John Bon Jovi for like 2 years and sent this fake person, I don't know how much money. That's a totally different story than I'm
she's
right
retarded.
Now.
Yeah, I mean, she's just a moron. I don't know what
People get sucked into that, man. They want to believe they're talking to their favorite rock star.
I get it, but John Bon Jovi's not going to randomly call you and ask you for money. Like, think about the odds of that.
That's what he's trying to tell people. Yeah, that's
like,
crazy.
Trust me.
It happened with Bret Michaels.
Unless you intimately know the rock star or the celebrity or the sports figure, whatever it is. This is a message for the public. Don't give them anything because they'll never randomly call a stranger and ask for money.
Now, if it's Mickey,
I'll do it.
The money.
I'll do it. In fact, the code word is red pill when I call. So you'll know it's me when I'm begging for money.
We deal with it. We deal with it at a very small level, right? Like I sit in a very niche corner of the internet.
Sure.
Certain apps that we use, like Telegram.
Yeah.
Telegram, I have copycats all day long trying to sell people Bitcoin and
really under your name
all day long.
Oh,
wow.
That's evil, man.
Yeah.
Yep.
By the way, did I tell you I want to invent a Bitcoin? I just don't know how to do it. And I don't know if it's going to make money or not, but I'm going to get out quick when everybody gets in and buys it. Yeah, I'm going to short coin it. That'd be a great name, short coin. I'm a little guy. How does that work? How do you start a coin?
You got to know how to encrypt stuff. And Yeah, but you got to be a programmer.
All right, so if anybody knows how to do one, I'll partner up with you. I'll do short coin.
Didn't Hawk Tua just do that?
Yeah, the Hawk Tua girl.
Yeah.
Yeah, but then they basically admitted they were scamming her.
Wasn't there a controversy about that, though?
Yeah, everybody, they shorted it immediately.
Yeah.
Everybody bought in, and the guy sold the whole thing and just dumped it.
Wow.
Yeah, crazy.
Mick would never
short
do that.
coin. No way.
Short coin.
Maybe that's how I'd feed the world. My short coin.
Short coin?
All the money goes to, the world.
To charity.
Yeah.
All right.
Yep,
Keep
that's what I think.
Yourself,
yeah.
So tell me if you guys agree with this statement from Jason Aldean. I kind of see his point here. Jason Aldean says encores are pointless. He says he's not a big encore guy. He said, I'm going to just play you guys everything we got.
I like that.
And when it's over, it's over.
I don't like, I've been like, when I say goodnight, like I'm kind of done, or I wouldn't have said goodnight. Right?
You like the encore, Joe?
Well, it's okay. So I have one band that I've seen a whole lot of times. I'm a Bob Marley. I'm a jam band type of dude.
Yeah.
I love metal. I love music across the board. But OAR was one of my favorite bands I ever saw
definitely.
live.
Yeah, great
From
band.
Maryland.
Yeah. I watched them in Philly a bunch of times.
Great band.
Crazy Game of Poker might be the greatest encore you will ever see live. And I saw him do it like 17 times. I knew it was coming, and it was still the most amazing
Probably
thing
like 20 minutes long live.
It was amazing.
Yeah.
I would never trade that in.
No, I get that. I'm talking about the idea of the encore. Like, we're done, but I need to hear you scream more for me to come back out and play
so Joe,
more.
Would you be just as happy if they didn't go off the stage and they played that song at the end of the set?
And then just left.
Sure. Yeah.
I think that's what it is.
Like your point.
I look at artists sometimes and I'm like, yeah, we all love you. Do we need to prove it? Right. There's 40,000 of us here, Billy. You know what I mean? Walk off, come back. Okay. Yeah, you're back. Yeah. It's just kind of pretentious to me.
At least in the example I'm giving, everyone that was there was well aware of
what's going on.
It was the buildup of
the
darkness and the cheering and the clapping and the weight, and then all of a sudden you heard the first note and it was
if it's part of the show and like I get it.
Well,
but
look, like if it's I don't want to say spontaneous, but if like the concert calls for it, if that energy is there, like you leave and people are just so pumped.
That's a demanded encore. Right. That's different.
Right. That should happen.
Yes.
That's what the encore is, really. I mean, it just became this like.
Do you know there's
thing that everybody does?
I don't remember if it's Led Zeppelin or the Who. It might have even been the Stones. It's one of the giants.
Yeah.
Did a show early in their career, and it was about 7,000 or 8,000 people there, and they left. They finished. They walked off stage and right out and into cars. The police tracked them down like 4 blocks away. Made them turn around and come back because the crowd would not leave or stop. It was like 17 minutes. They demanded the band, and they came back on and played 2 other songs.
Do you remember what city that was?
It was in England. I know it was in England. I think I don't remember, but it was when one of them first started to really blow up. I think it might have been the Who, to be honest with you, but it's a really cool story, whoever it was.
Yeah.
And they were turned around and they went back and played.
That's the way it should be.
Yeah, that's cool as hell, I think. Yeah.
I'm watching the chat. So I dropped.
Are people blowing it up?
Well, no, because I dropped the 17 times I saw OAR, and then you said 17 minutes, and they're all laughing their asses off.
Yeah, of course. I did it on purpose. I know what I'm doing here. I know what I'm doing. I'm a professional, Joe Rambo.
All right, tell me what you guys think about this, because this is happening a lot, especially with 80s bands.
Yeah.
Whitesnake plans to reunite following David Coverdale's health struggles. So
is he healthy now?
No. So here's what's happening. Whitesnake is going to reunite at the some guitar festival in Serbia on August 29th. Lead singer David Coverdale won't be performing, and the keyboardist Dino Jezulik will be taking his place.
No go.
Especially with a guy like David Coverdale, right?
Yeah, and you can't replace him with Joe Jeselnik or whatever his name is.
Yeah.
Now, but it's in Serbia?
It's in Serbia,
That's fine.
Fine. He's out there
for Serbia. They won't even know the difference. Yeah.
They're doing it with David Coverdale's blessing, but David's probably like, go out, make some money.
Yeah, David's probably getting 70% of the check when you own the band.
Yeah, what are they calling it now? They're calling it
Gray Snake.
They're calling it the Whitesnake Experience.
Yeah, of course. Yeah.
That's what I told Kim.
Yeah. You ready for my Whitesnake experience? Yeah. Mine's like a white snail experience. Totally different. Lazy, short, everything. Slimy. Crawls up steps for no reason.
God.
Is that the Music Minute?
That is the Music Minute.
Thank you, Matt. All right. Joe Rambo, conspiracy theory master. Your show is on Rumble, and tell everybody where they can find you, my listeners, anyway.
Yeah, I would love that. I mean, building bridges is what I do. Right?
Yeah, man.
So, I do 4 shows a week. That's guaranteed. So,
amateur. We do 5, Joe. Just tell. No, I'm kidding, buddy. I'm kidding, man.
Well, that's the point, though. There's a crew of people that I agree with very much so. Like I said earlier.
Yeah.
The Monday show, we like to highlight and spotlight people within what we would call our movement, but you've fit right into
I've loved it
show.
the 2 times I've done it.
Yeah.
Loved it, man. It's so much fun to just, I mean, look, let's face it. A lot of the stuff people made fun of these guys for 3 and 4 years ago all proved to be true.
Yeah.
So at some point, you got to tell all these people that look at guys like, fucking conspiracy. You know what? You're the fucking idiot. You're sitting there with the dunce hat on, just denying the fact the guy's right.
Yeah.
Like, I'm sure there's some things, Joe, you're wrong about that we've
a lot
talked
of people
about.
don't look any further than a headline.
Right, that's it.
You know, they
Yeah.
don't read
Lester Holt said we're all safe.
Yeah.
I trust Lester Holt. You know, I mean, it's like, what? There's 40 people telling you these guys are wrong, and you go, nuh-uh. Like, have you seen any of the Jake Tapper book stuff? Have you followed this at all? Yeah. I mean, you're all over this, right?
Yeah.
Who ran the government? Like, it's really weird. But see, here's where Joe takes over, and there was never a problem. The government was run the whole time just by not who we think it was, right?
No. My question to you would be, why would Jake Tapper throw himself under the bus?
Well, I think that's the only method he had, and this is why. If you try to go around it, if you try to go around that anyway, that total bullshit story they sold us all, you get screwed up. So what he did was just say, hey, I told you what they told me. That's all I could do. What a shitty investigative journalist at that point, but that's what happened.
I mean, no disrespect when I say that.
Yeah.
Say this.
Yeah.
But that's really cute justification for the fact that I was already saying the mainstream media was controlled back when Tapper was lying to you.
Yeah.
And so Tapper,
I think we all knew
Tapper
though.
throwing himself under the bus is by design.
You think so? You think he's part of the good movement?
117%.
You think he's a good guy?
He's in the drops. He's named specifically.
Dude, the stuff he's talking about, where like they do these drops on these boards. And
5 years ago.
Dude, that's what I'm saying. It's like 5 years ago.
Wow.
They say Tapper, and it's like code writing. And I'm not being funny. It's like Tapper, book, expose all, boom, this date, April of 2025, book drops.
Wow.
And it's there. And you go, what?
Huh.
It's just insane.
Tapper is on a list of many mainstream media talking heads. He was named specifically, and now we're seeing this. It's
what about the Fox dudes? Everybody wants to jump on Fox's ass about being this. Are they legit? Like, I'm asking you, like, would you trust them?
They become an opinion kind of network now too.
I want to hear you explain it from your side.
Okay, well, if you're asking me to, I'm going to tell you.
Please do. I want to know.
So the drops told us that news unlocks the map, future proves past. I'm showing that now 7-year deltas are hitting on the nose. A delta, for anybody that's unaware, means that it was set on a specific date. If I say 7-year, it means 7 years to the same day something happens. Almost prophetic. The reason I wouldn't say prophetic is because the drops talked in Socratic method. So typically it was with a question mark, right? It was to tell you where to go research.
Yeah.
And then we did that. Some of us did it and got made fun of for it.
Yeah.
And
then you found all the answers.
Right.
Yeah.
Well, that's how I feel.
Yeah.
That's
so
true.
what does that say about Fox though?
Jesse Waters.
Yeah. I'm not a fan of that. I mean, that's a showbiz guy, or is he good?
Look, what you're getting right now from the mainstream media, whether it be
they mainstream?
Yes, for sure.
Gotcha. Because they don't think they are. They think mainstream is the three big.
They can pretend whatever they want.
Right.
MSDNC,
MSDNC,
CNN, Fox News,
right.
all of them.
They're all.
No, what you're getting is a manufactured message right now. We are in a level of D-class. That's why you're getting so much exposure. That's why society's now becoming so much more armed with the knowledge they weren't. It was hidden from them for decades.
Dude, it's crazy.
Well, it's part of the reason
wild.
that all the mainstream media is starting to take a nosedive, and shows on YouTube and Rumble are starting to just
Fox News has just told you that Joe Biden's dead for the last 12 days straight.
Yeah.
They told you that Joe Biden's not even alive,
Right.
let alone president.
Right. Yeah.
Fox is telling you that.
Yeah.
Not Joe Rambo.
Yeah.
Right.
Fox News.
Yeah.
Listen, if he's dead, I'm just saying that that's where you go, okay, can somebody please, can the adults show up? Like, okay, fine. Let's just get rid of the bad people now. It's starting to get weird and dark and creepy. Am I right, Joe?
I'm having a blast. So
yeah,
I don't
see,
know.
that's the problem with these psychopaths like him, is they enjoy the demise of human civilization. They just want to be able to tell us all right before we die a fiery death, including them. They're going to look at all of us and go, told you, you dicks, you should have listened.
There's a meme out there where it shows 3 people, and one is like terrified, and it says Normie underneath, and another one's like scared out of their mind, and it says MAGA, and there's a third one smiling, and it says Anon, and that's who. We are.
So that's wild, man. You know, there are going to be people that tell them. I'll get messages like, "Why do you have those crazy people on your show?" And I'm like, "I'll go back to the show. What did he say? Crazy."
No,
you know what I mean?
And also, we respect everybody we bring on this show. We
absolutely,
yeah. I mean,
tomorrow we got a girl that claims that she's Cleopatra. No, I'm kidding. We'll let anybody on the show.
We have Steve Rouse coming up tomorrow.
Yeah, a legend.
Yes.
A legend in radio.
Yeah.
You would love that guy, dude. Yeah. So it's going to be great. Listen, Joe. You know, you have a massive audience that you have allowed me to come and try to entertain with you. So thank you so much, man. We are humbled that you came on and you helped us with this Rumble thing, getting us going. If you're fans, like we do this every day from we start at 5, it goes anywhere from
5 p.m. East.
Yeah, 5 p.m. East, because you got fans all over the world.
Yeah.
We got them all over northern Harford County, sort of Baltimore County, some Anne Arundel. That's an inside joke. But the point is, to your listeners, thank you so much. If you were entertained and you found it fun, please tune in when you'd like. If to all of you who have donated or whatever it's called on Rumble, I apologize. I'm trying to learn it.
Thank you so much.
Thank you. And we are trying to build this place to be something bigger than anybody can imagine. Joe, can you back us up in saying that the behind the scenes here is pretty amazing?
I honestly cannot wait to show, the crew that I hang out with, the pictures that I showed today. And I would like, if you don't mind, can I take a second to thank people specifically?
Yeah, please.
So I gifted 5 subscriptions to the channel. That's a thing that happens over on Rumble. So
thank you. We don't know what that means, but thank you.
Micro Toolmaker, who's going to be my guest this upcoming Monday, he gifted $77 to you guys' channel.
What?
Wow. Thank you, man.
Yeah, Micro Toolmaker also gifted 10 subscriptions. Thank you very much, Micro Toolmaker.
Unbelievable, man.
So Mandy Lynn 22 with a $5 Rumble rant. Thank you for having Rambo on to share the truth. Thank you, Mandy, for the shout out. Thank you for supporting these guys. I appreciate you very, very much. If I missed anybody, it's not intentional.
It's my fault. If he missed anybody, it's my fault.
I'm trying to help these guys so that they can build the same thing. You know, obviously these dudes are real guys, right? This is a real thing. He's been a legend for years before most of us were doing this. So I look forward to when I get the time to watch his show, and I love that I'm able to help someone the same way that y'all helped me. So thank you guys.
Thank you, Joe.
Seriously.
That's really kind of you to say, by the way. Thank you. I don't know who you were talking about when you said legend, but I appreciate the hell out of it. Thank you.
B Rubble also gifted 5 subscriptions to Mickey Talks.
Wow, thank you everyone so much. Listen,
incredible.
if this stuff you guys talk about turns out to be true, I want it known right now. I was on your side from the beginning. I had Joe Rambo on my show before the authorities caught up to him. I can guarantee you that. Joe, it's really cool, man. When am I doing your show again? When are we doing it?
Yeah. So right now I have 2 weeks locked up. If you're down, we'll probably
yes. The answer is yes.
3 weeks from Monday.
Perfect. Yeah. Matt, maybe Matt come on with us.
I would love that.
I would love that. Thank you, dude. Yeah, that'd be fun.
You'll see things on there. I'm telling you, Matt. We're both going to be like, what the
Matt, I show a lot of clips, so I'll show the drops. I'll show the stuff that backs up what we research.
Love that.
It's wild as hell, man. And we'll invite the listeners along. I mean, like you said, we'll do a simulcast all at once.
Yeah.
Perfect.
And have a great time. And Joe will lead the way for us.
Yep.
It's going to be awesome. Joe Rambo, one more time, where do people find you?
So my channels are all called Rambo and Frens. It's at brainstorm_Joe, which is
and Frens is spelled Frens.
Correct.
Right?
Yeah, it's a Pepe reference.
Yeah.
So the at brainstorm_Joe on Twitter, that account has a little over 200,000. That's an old handle from an old show I used to do, but I held on to it because the account's
Yeah, hell yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. So, but Rambo and Frens, the FRENS on every other platform. So I appreciate you guys having me. If I could just say one more thing.
You can say whatever you want.
Well, something I'm really looking forward to, which isn't a show or
Yeah.
whatever, but I can't wait to report back to everyone. I got invited this weekend. Well, I bought tickets, a $25 ticket to go to an America promoting event.
Yeah.
One that General Flynn, who is a 3-star and some of us think maybe a 4-star general, is speaking at. Dom Lucre, or Lucre, I don't know how you pronounce that, but you're talking about accounts on X that have millions of followers. And I got invited to have dinner with these guys this weekend.
Wow.
Cannot wait to sit down and talk to them and report back to all my followers.
That's incredible,
yeah,
man.
That's amazing, dude.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know if this is gonna I don't mean to kind of be a story topper, but this Saturday I'm having dinner with my neighbor Jim, and he's really cool, man. He's really cool, dude. Yeah. Now, Joe, listen, when I say I'm a fan, I'm not even talking about the content, but I'm also not. I'm a fan of you. Your redemption story, the way you've turned your life around, and your belief in what you're doing right for your fellow man. I respect the hell out of it. I think you're a cool dude, and I can't wait to do the show again, brother. Yeah. It's been good meeting you, man.
Well, the event, if we finally get it together, and after I show my friends this place, this venue you guys have. It's
it's secret, by the way. Seriously, I'm not joking.
Most of our listeners don't know where we are or what we're doing at this moment.
I'm going to keep it secret between 5 other shows.
Yeah, no, that's fine. Yeah.
Okay.
Well, no, listen, if you book a date, then we're done, bro. We're out and rolling.
Okay.
So yeah, it's amazing. So there it is, ladies and gentlemen. Joe Rambo. This is show 53. 53. Matt, where do people find us? Because I forgot.
YouTube's the best place, and then Rumble, of course, our brand new Rumble account, and both addresses are at Mickey Talks Pod, and we would love you if you would subscribe.
I can't wait to see everybody tomorrow with the legend himself, Mr. Steve Rouse. So tune in tomorrow, 5 p.m. I don't know what happened on Facebook today. I apologize to everyone, but we'll see you guys soon. Adios, everybody. Thanks.